Oh, good day, everyone. Nothing like an audit to fill the seats.
Not very big compared to the other one.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
There'll be some overflow shelving in the
Yep.
back. I trust you all got to enjoy hearing the sprinkler going on just a little bit ago. We got a little concerned when we said, oh my goodness, should this be going on? Are we watering the residents as they walk in? Is that what these
That I don't know about, but yeah.
So we're still learning the timing of this.
I remember driving back here.
Protecting your investment.
Getting wet on the way to the office. It was, that one morning it was, well, because I was here at 7, so at 8 I thought it was going on. But that was when they were testing.
Okay.
So I'm like, I don't think that should be going on when people are walking in.
No.
Governmental baptism.
There you go. Cleanse them before they come in the door.
Folks, we've got 4 minutes. What time did you leave this at?
They turned pretty good.
Absolutely.
I can't just,
You know what I'm saying?
when it announces
And I'm,
night vote, just assume
Have
that
the,
it's good to
I
go.
think the vote's going to be
So if they
going
come in
that
the
right
morning,
afterwards.
nobody turns it on.
So I'm a little
When I pushed it this morning, it had like announced day
Sunday
vote or
much
whatever.
I know, but if it's on everybody's
Does
phone,
that have anything to do with something?
you know what I'm saying?
Got
Yeah.
Father's Day celebration.
Oh, yeah, I have coffee. But I don't really have
Commitments. Yeah.
What's that?
Getting tired of having something.
This isn't fair.
The weekends are not relaxing.
I think someone comes in and changes them around on us. Is it you?
I don't have that much ambition.
You put your vote in. I'm gonna put my name on it.
There you go, that's
And
right.
okay.
Tomorrow I'm moving in, I'm sitting in all 7, I'm going to find the one I
I
like,
don't have
and
a
I'm
thumb
naming
trimmer.
it.
I've got the
Get 2 more here.
old-fashioned scissors.
And you got an icon, so you got 8 of them.
If I
9.
go to the ground, I gotta hit the ground. So
I did it
it's
first.
not bad.
Okay.
We were talking about a pontoon. I think it's time.
Red,
Back we can.
it was the best thing we ever
I
did.
got Bill this one, I can't reach
Told
it
our
either.
guys we gotta try
He
to.
just, he's gonna wait a couple years if we get a try to, but we don't use it because it's going with other people more, so.
And even with the tri-town, I don't think that we even had a little pontoon. These things starting at 50 grand. You know, it's,
We'll see what happens when
What'd you
it's.
say about sleeping? I can't sleep in mine. Oh, I thought you said 10 grand to sleep in. Can't sleep in my boat.
10 grand extra for that little pontoon.
You've never dozed off, never had a nap.
No, we haven't owned it long enough for me to nap in it yet.
You got grandbabies.
Yeah,
Napping
yeah,
days
we
are
don't get
done.
to do that. There's no peace on the trekking.
You are done.
Yeah. On leisurely boating.
We've
And,
got 1 minute.
Thank you. Yeah. Is there from Shannon? Clifford? Fred? Fred asked me for you.
Oh, yeah, my sister. You're looking me first.
I know, she knows. Well, Shauna had a party, so I don't need anything else. I don't know.
There's a,
Oh, yeah, I probably bought 9, 10 cups of them now. Yeah, I mean, it's really bad. Have you seen what's on the QVC? Like, no, stop, don't come in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 6 o'clock. Ms. Sharon, may we please call this meeting to order?
Bublitz. Here. Cook.
Here. LaPlante.
Here.
Rowley.
Present.
Taylor.
Here.
Wardinski. Here. Jaworski. Here.
Thank you. Could we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. And we are all in for a great treat this evening as we get to have the audit. So if we could have our friends from Wylander Fitzhugh please join us and walk us through our 2023 audit presentation.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. Jenny has her son's last baseball game tonight, which is a big deal. So you're stuck with me. So we'll go through everything. Just to start out, steal my own thunder. It was a very clean audit. Everything was organized. The only past adjustments we had are the usual ones. And, you know, everything went well, and we even had a new wrinkle this year with a single audit over the ARPA funds. So, and everything was clean, organized, and we appreciate that so much. If we look past the first page, we'll go through the index. It'll tell you that we'll cover the auditor's report, a financial review by fund, the component unit, and then just a summary on the OPEB, which is your other post-employment benefits, and then the 260 letter, which is separate inside the bound statement, the stapled letter. Report on governance. Then again, this year we had a single audit, and then upcoming accounting pronouncements. So page 1 to 3 of the auditor's report is your opinion. Sounds very long, but we make it longer every year. Don't ask me why. They just like to make it very complex to read. But the nice thing is we move the opinion right to the front on the first page a few years back, so you don't have to go digging for it. So when you look at page 1, the first thing it's going to tell you is that we have an unmodified or a clean opinion, and that the basis for the opinion is that we do the audit, and then the financial statements and all the numbers in there are management's responsibilities. So our responsibility is to audit to make sure it's in accordance with GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles, and in accordance with Yellow Book or government accounting standards. And then we did do a single audit on it this year. And then our responsibility is just to make sure that everything's in accordance with those standards, and then to give you a report on supplemental information. So we'll go through the funds. You can stop me if you have questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Anything I can't answer, I'll have Jenny answer tomorrow. So if we look at the general fund, we ended the year with total assets of about $7 million, total liabilities of $604,000, and included in that liabilities is still the unearned or unspent ARPA portion of $439,000. Remember, this is as a year end, so you could have spent it between now and then. And then deferred inflows of about $1.7 million. Total fund balance of about $4.7 million. Non-spendable, restricted, committed, and assigned makes up about $1.3 million of that total. So an overall unassigned fund balance of $3.3 million for the general fund, which is a healthy general fund. Statement of revenues and expenditures is going to be on page 9 if you're following in the statements. Total revenues on the year of about $5.8 million. Total expenditures about $5.3 million, for a net increase in the general fund balance of $560,900. If you flip the page to special revenue funds, the first one we're going to talk about is actually a non-major fund, so that's in the back on page 45, and it's the sanitary sewer that had total revenue of about $17,000. Total expenditures of $250 for a total increase of $16,712, leaving an ending fund balance of $1,021,222. The trash collection fund is a major fund, so that's on page 7, and total revenues of about $1,053,000. Total expenditures about $1,044,000 for an increase of $8,684. Leaving a fund balance of $498,404. Drain relief has $372,000 in revenue. Total expenditures of $325,000 for an increase of $47,479, leaving ending fund balance of $394,409. Relief drain and branches has total revenue of $130. No expenditures in the current year, so an increase in the fund balance is $130, leaving a fund balance of $2,568. The inspection fund has total revenue of $338,365. Total expenditures of $258,890 for an increase in the fund of $79,475 to leave you an ending fund balance of $222,070. The next slide is going to talk about the component unit, which is the DDA. That is presented in the government-wide statement as a discretely presented component unit, but it also has its own audited statements in the small bound copies. Total revenue and transfers of $25,102 for the special revenue fund. Total expenditures of $20,746 for an increase of $4,356, leaving an ending fund balance of $23,701. The debt service fund for the DDA has total revenues of $88,179, total expenditures and transfers out of $94,403 for a decrease of $6,224, leaving a fund balance of $387,989. Then a few years back in 2018, we had to put into the financial statements what's called other post-employment benefits. So that's any employment benefits besides retirement, like health care or anything else that's paid to retirees. So that's on page 34 through 36 of the detailed footnote on those. And then we do the calculation on an alternative method, which is allowed between years where you don't have to have an actuary report, or if your plan is small enough where it doesn't require one. And there's multiple actuarial assumptions that go into that calculation. Basically, how long is somebody going to live, how long are they going to work, and then what's the cost of health care going to look like. The large estimate in your total liability as of 12/31/23 was $78,780. The next thing that we have to communicate is that letter with those charged with governance. It's going to walk you through a few things. It's going to tell you that the audit was done in accordance with U.S. Generally Accepted Auditing Standards. It's going to tell you where to find your significant accounting policies, which will be note 1 in your financial statements. You'll see those go on for a couple of pages. That'll walk you through all those significant policies. It'll walk you through the estimates, which again, we mentioned the OPEB as an estimate, depreciation is another estimate. It'll tell you that we had no difficulties in performing the audit. We did have corrected and uncorrected misstatements, none of which went to a material level. So no material audit adjustments, and again, the uncorrected misstatements are just things you guys don't want to take the time to calculate and adjust, and they're pretty much the same things every year. You got accrued payroll and then prepaid expenses. No disagreements with management, and then as far as we know, there was no consultation with any other independent accountants. And we have to do a report over internal controls, so that means we look at your controls over the financial statements, which would include revenue, disbursements, payroll, anything that we'd look at during the audit. We had one finding, which is a very common finding, and it's in most municipalities, and that's just over the ability to prepare the bound financial statements and then those government-wide adjustments. They get more complex every year with standards, and unless you're going to hire another CPA to prepare them or have somebody on staff or on the board, it's a little bit complex to be able to do that. So a very common finding. Then this year we had the single audit, so that's required if you expend more than $750,000 in federal funds. So with the ARPA funds that everybody's received in the last few years, you guys did very good planning for 1 year of a single audit. So you made sure the majority of your expenditures were falling in 1 year, so you didn't have multiple years of a single audit. So in total for 2023, we had $862,414 spent of the ARPA money. And then of course that's the major program we tested because it's the only federal revenue that you guys had. And then we had no findings related to the single audit, which is good because you guys, I don't believe, have ever had a single audit before, at least to anybody's recollection that's here. So to have the controls and everything in place that you needed with no findings, that's very positive. Any questions? Okay, well, we want to thank you guys so much. Again, everybody we worked with here was very organized, had everything ready for us. Any questions that we asked, they were very helpful, and then the exit conference went well, and we were able to get everything wrapped up timely. Thank you.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. We now have our agenda review.
Just had one agenda addition for new business. It would be H, approval of road project costs for Gulfside Drive, Lewis Drive, Pine Road, Sherry Court, State Street Road, and State Street Road in the amount of $328,658.75.
Any other additions? Very good. At this point, I will open up the floor for public input on any items that are on our agenda. Be an opportunity at the end of the show for you to discuss anything you would like. But this is for agenda items. Public input going once, public input going twice. 3 times we will close public input, and we will move on to an agenda approval.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
We have a motion, we have support. Is there any discussion? All in favor with an aye, please. Aye. Opposed with a nay. That is approved. Next, ask for a consent agenda approval.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Is there any discussion? All in favor with an aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed with a nay. That is approved. I do not have an engineering report for this evening, so we can move on to pending business. Let us start out with the Chief's report. Chief Bloater, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. All right. Last month, the fire department responded to 197 calls, which brought our year-to-date total to 984. There were 58 overlapping incidents, or more than 2 calls going on at the same time, which accounted for about 29% of the call volume. EMS was the big winner for the largest percentage of calls in May. We have applied for a turnout grant through the state, which would allow us to purchase a second set of turnout gear for all our career staff. From what I've been told, this grant is a slam dunk as long as you're a career department, and if you're unionized, it really helps since the IFF is the one that's reviewing all the grant applications. So hopefully we should be able to get that grant, and we'll be able to purchase a second set of turnout gear for all our career staff. We have posted for the vacant position of the Fire Marshal Assistant Chief position. Testing will be conducted on June 21st. So far I have 2 applicants that are eligible and eager to test for that. We had one of our paid-on-calls turn in his letter of resignation, which brings our paid-on-call ranks to 9. With that, I am pleased to report that our 2 cadets passed through the Fire Academy and are now responding to calls and helping out while learning from on-the-job training. They're doing a very good job. They're eager to train, and they're eager to respond, so that's a good sign. And that's pretty much it. Short and sweet.
Is there any questions? Chief, I have one, that fancy new pumper truck that we saw last month. When is that going into service?
I'm waiting on estimates to get the radio installed.
Okay.
And once that gets installed and we get the state license for the EMS non-transport, then we'll be going into service. So hopefully by the end of the month.
Very good.
But that's fingers crossed.
Okay. Anyone else? Chief Bloater, thank you, sir.
All right.
All right, moving on to our committee and commission reports. Let us start out with the Zoning Board of Appeals. Trustee LaPlante.
Oh, yes, our meeting on May 21st, we had 2 requests for variances. They're both kind of similar, both waterfront lots. One was on 683 Bay Road, out by Patterson and Shady Shore, for a 24-inch height variance to be 40 inches for a hot tub in the waterfront front yard. That was approved. It was we go a lot by the line of sight on those. It was other houses closer to the water was not going to interfere with anybody's view, so that was approved. And the next one was for property at 3861 Utah, and that was for a 4-foot variance to be 36 feet from the water's edge for a patio, which was approved too. They were kind of further back than the neighboring houses, and there was no line of sight issue, so that was approved as well. And that's all we had.
Are there any questions? Trustee LaPlante, thank you. Moving on, Planning Commission Trustee Taylor.
Thank you. We had a meeting on May 22nd. Very excited to have a special exemption permit and site plan approval for 802 North Euclid for a drive-through restaurant picking up Cinnabons and pretzels. So hopefully if all goes well, we'll be able to get some of those hot Cinnabons and pretzels. And that was it for the May 22nd meeting. Oh, that was approved, excuse me. Got past that.
Good to see you all worked out. Are there any questions? Very good. Trustee Taylor, thank you. DPW Committee, Madam Treasurer.
Nothing to report.
Parks and Recreation Trustee Cook.
This weekend, on Saturday, the Coquitlam River Watershed Association is having their pirate paddle. It is going to go towards the mouth this year, so come to Castaways, watch kayakers go by. It's a good time. That's all I have.
How many are you expecting?
I think we were at 199 a couple days ago.
It's wow, it's a lot of paddling.
Yeah, a little bit down from previous years. It's been about 270 or 280.
Gotcha. Any questions? Very good, thank you. Moving on, Fire Department Infrastructure Committee.
There was no meeting, nothing to report for that.
Very good, thank you. Moving on to board reports, we'll start out with the supervisor's report. I'll be as brief as I can. Some great news. We are now the proud owners of a retired state police post. Our $1 investment has been accepted, and we are now just waiting for Governor Whitmer to sign a quick claim deed. So as soon as that happens, this will be ours, so I believe the committee can now proceed with their meeting, and who says a dollar can't get you very far? So exciting news to come down the road on that. Our road projects are almost done. Been hearing a lot of complaints about the condition of Shady Shore Drive. This is the road that goes out to the yacht clubs into the DNR launch. This is a county primary road, so we can't fix that. It's not ours to fix. So we've been reporting the poor condition of this to the road commission for many, many years. They've now said they're going to put a little Band-Aid on it and then repave it when they redo Patterson Road. That was scheduled to be done this year, then next year, and funds just kind of moved on that one, but it will be totally resurfaced, so that is good in case you get any calls on that one. One of our own projects was State Street Road, just to the east of us. A third of that is asphalt. The rest is chip and seal. The asphalt was recommended to accommodate the heavy bus traffic and the heavy buses that are on there. 4 inches of hot asphalt mix on that one. The rest of it is chip and seal. Did have a resident call and had issue with the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit on that road. So if you get any calls on that, please know the state of Michigan assigns what the speed limits are. We can't change them. Even if we had a motion or a resolution and we did the fancy roll call vote, we don't have that power. The state police does that one. And then in conjunction with the township, the county road commission, and the state police, that is all done. So this is something that we put in previously. So we currently have 6 current requests and 4 new requests into the state police for consideration. One of these requests is 12 years old. So the state just doesn't have the manpower to do the investigation to process all these requests. So
Where is this? The state?
State Street Road. Yep.
It's 55?
And it's an unmarked road, so by law, it's statutorily it's 55 miles an hour. Now, granted, the road is a 3/4 of a mile, and 2/3 of it is gravel, so I don't think the kids are going to be drag racing up and down there. But once again, I think the speed limit is a little ridiculous. If I could change it myself, would I? Absolutely. If we had the power to do it, I'd propose that to you in a heartbeat. We just don't have that power. So there is currently legislation that is parked in committee right now that will give local control to us, but we can only change it by 10 miles per hour, either higher or lower. So that is right now in committee. If it goes anywhere, I will keep you abreast of that. So if your telephone rings, please know this is not just falling on deaf ears. So we did what we could by passing it along, and now we wait. Having just celebrated a successful audit from our partners at Wylander Fitzhugh, it is my pleasure to share with you that the State Tax Commission has given us the designation of substantially compliant with our most recent audit. So congratulations to Madam Treasurer, our assessing team, and our Board of Review members. We received a perfect score. So audits are good. All right. Lastly, something fun and positive. We were approached by Bangor Township Schools to host a pop-up literacy event here on July the 10th. This is going to promote summer reading and offer us the opportunity to once again partner with the school district to make a positive difference. The theme for this year's event is Heroes. So we're going to be including the fire department joined on the fun. The executive committee met with the school representative when we decided that a special events application really wasn't necessary for this event, as we're partners in it. So I ask for your permission for us to host this event on July the 10th with Bangor Township Schools. And just a motion to do so, I think would be
I make a motion to pair with Bangor Township Schools for a pop-up literacy event on July 10th.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor with an aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed with a nay. Very good. And the last thing I have is it just hit my email today, but it is not quite ready. Please expect what may be some very good news out of Washington, D.C. regarding State Park Drive and our water department. So that is just the tease. Fingers crossed for good things on next month's report. If there is any questions, I will take those now. If not, we will move on to the clerk's report. Madam Clerk.
We're just continuing to prepare for August. We have we don't have ballots yet, but we have all the ballots issued. All our envelopes are ready, so we're just waiting for the ballots to get here so we can stuff them in and be ready to go. So we're just working on that. That's kept us very busy. That's all I have.
Any questions? Very good. Thank you. Moving on, Treasurer's report. Madam Treasurer.
Working on the 2024 tax season, starting to get bills ready. Todd and I spent most of today making sure we balance between assessing and tax, and we balance. And so tomorrow morning I'll be sending everything to the printer to get proofs, and spend the next couple days checking over the proofs and improving them. And it'll be tax time again before we know. That's all I know.
Any questions? Madam Treasurer, thank you. All right, moving on to our trustees report. This month we are going to go like we read, left to right. We'll start out with Trustee LaPlante.
Nothing to report.
Very good. Trustee Taylor.
Nothing to report.
Trustee Cook.
I just want to say I'm thoroughly impressed with our audit comments, so thank you guys for doing a great job. That's all I have.
Trustee Jaworski.
I don't have anything.
Very good. Moving on to our new business. Do we have any budget adjustments?
No.
All right, moving on, we will have the second reading and the possible adoption by resolution of ordinance to amend the flood damage prevention ordinance number 233 as amended.
Make a motion to approve resolution 23-04, which will adopt ordinance 406, amending zoning ordinance 233.
Support. We have a motion and support. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Sharon, may we roll call vote this, please?
Lublitz,
Yes.
Jaworski,
Yes.
Taylor,
Aye.
LaPlante,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Roginski.
Yes.
Crowley.
Aye. Outstanding. Moving on, we will have the second reading and possible adoption by resolution of ordinance to amend floodplain ordinance number 323 as amended.
Make a motion to approve resolution 23-05, adopting ordinance number 407, which amends the zoning ordinance. Sorry, 24. I'm in year 23 for some reason. I apologize. Adopting the ordinance to amend ordinance 323. Support.
We have a motion and support. Sharon, we've got that motion nicely worded. Very good. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Sharon, may we roll call vote this, please.
Jaworski,
Yes.
Taylor,
Aye.
LaPlante,
Yes.
Cook, Wardensky,
Yes.
Bublitz,
Yes.
Rowley.
Aye. All right, moving on, we are seeking approval of a marijuana renewal permit for ROC Investment Group LLC located at 3697 East Wilder Road.
Make a motion to approve the renewal for ROC Investment Group LLC at 3697 East Wilder Road.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor with an aye, please. Aye. Opposed with a nay. That is approved. We'll next look for the approval of paid on-call accident and health policy renewal with providing for a 3-year plan not to exceed $11,543.
I sent the information to you guys because I wasn't sure which plan everybody would want to go with. The present plan, apparently they have decided they will no longer, they're going to exclude cancer from the accident health policy. So that is our present plan. So we would have to go with Plan 1 or Plan 2. Plans 1 and Plan 2 have different benefit payouts. Plan 1 offers a, I think it is a line of duty initial diagnosis benefit rider of $5,000, and Plan 2 offers the line of duty cancer initial diagnosis benefit rider of $10,000. It's the only thing different I can see in the whole entire plan. So we usually prepay this for 3 years. It gives us a break in the price. And I listed the increases, because I budgeted for the original plan, not expecting that they were going to change that.
I'll make a motion to approve the paid on-call accident health policy for Plan 2 with the $10,000 initial diagnosis rider benefit for $11,543.
I'll support that.
Is there any discussion?
I have a question. Is that 11,000, is that per year or is that for the 3 years?
That's for the 3 years.
Okay.
And that is including the cancer.
That includes the cancer rider, which
Okay,
gets a
good.
$10,000 diagnosis.
I just,
benefit.
you hear so much about firefighters, different phone, different whatever it is, it just seems like they do definitely need that, so I think, I'm glad we decided to include that in the motion.
Madam Clerk, have we had any interaction with the UAW on this?
I've not spoken to them because I didn't really know what to discuss with them, not knowing what we were going to decide to do. Yeah.
Understandable. I didn't know if they were aware of the change in their benefits.
I mean, if they are, it hasn't come from me, and I don't know that they get correspondence from Provident, but I don't know that for sure. I'll be honest, as long as I've been here, nobody's ever discussed this plan with me as far as a paid on-call employee goes. I provide them all the information. I don't know that anyone's ever used it, thankfully. So.
Going out of order, Chief Loner, have you heard anything from the ring?
Right.
Okay. All right, is there any further discussion? We have a motion, we have support, we're going to be spending a little bit extra money. Ms. Sharon, may we roll call vote this, please?
LaPlante,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Wardensky,
Yes.
Bublitz, Jaworski,
Yes.
Taylor,
Aye.
Rowley.
Aye. Very good, that is approved. We'll now move on to the approval of up to $10,000 for air conditioner replacement at Station 7. Just to give a quick little backstory on this one. This building, as an example, was built in 1995. We've done a terrible, terrible job as far as asset management. The air conditioning units up there are all original, furnaces are original. We have not done anything to update these. I thank you to our building officials. So we're now putting a plan on these and replacing them little parts, pieces at a time. The fire department is even older. All right, so there is one air conditioning unit that cools the living quarters for the fire department. This thing is old and it is literally just rotting out. If we could get a bunch of bubble gum and fix all the holes in there, the refrigerant that you put in it is illegal to get anymore. So it's time to just replace this. I think we're beyond fixing it. So that's a little bit of the backstory as to why you have this in front of you.
I'll make a motion to approve up to $10,000 for air conditioner replacement at Station 7.
Support. I have a motion and support. Are there any questions? We do have our building official and members of the fire department here at your disposal. Hearing none, we're spending some money. Ms. Sharon, may we roll call vote this, please?
Cook? Yes. Wardensky?
Yes.
Bublitz? Yes. Jaworski?
Yes.
LaPlante?
Yes.
Taylor?
Aye.
Rowley?
Aye. Very good. That is approved. We will next be looking for the approval of a resolution for a charitable gaming license for Keep the Fire Burning.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for charitable gaming license for Keep the Fire Burning. That would be resolution number 24-6.
I'll second that.
We have a motion, we have support. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor with an aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed with a nay?
Aye, sorry.
Okay, we're good?
It's got to be roll call vote, sorry. It's a resolution.
All right, thank you so much for that correction. Let's start all over. We have a motion, we have support. There was no discussion. Ms. Sharon, hit it.
Wardensky?
Yes.
Bublitz?
Yes.
Jaworski?
Yes.
Taylor?
Aye.
LaPlante?
Yes.
Cook? Yes. Rowley?
Aye. Thank you so much for that catch. All right, lastly, we are going to be looking for the approval of road costs in the amount of $328,638.75.
I'll make a motion to approve the road project costs for Gulfside Drive, Lewis Drive, Pine Road, Cherry Court, and State Street Road in the amount of $328,638.75.
Is there any discussion?
Just to let everyone know, we had approved the road commission obtaining bids back in February, so we knew like these were the roads and kind of had an estimate of what the ideas. But we just got like the finalized bids back in, so the work has started, but we were kind of knew that these were going to be the projects, and it is less than what we had budgeted anyway.
So just to follow that up with our original figure, the engineer's estimate was $403,000 and some change. After they went out to bid, it was about $74,500 less than that. However, please remember, these projects just got done. There could be a lot of change orders that come in, something that we see a lot of in the township with a mill and fill. They'll come in and scrape off part of the old, put on the new. Well, they expect to have 3 inches of hot asphalt mix that they're scraping off, and maybe there was only 2 there, or 1.5 there. They have extra in there, so don't be surprised if we come back in a few months asking for a little bit more to cover those overruns of costs. So just a little asterisk along with that. So is there any other further discussion? All right, we're spending a bunch of money. Ms. Sharon, may we roll call vote this, please?
Bublitz? Yes. Jaworski?
Yes.
Taylor?
Aye.
LaPlante?
Yes.
Cook? Yes. Wardensky?
Yes.
Rowley?
Aye. Very good, thank you. It is now time for public input. This is your opportunity to address anything with the support that you so desire. All that we ask is that you keep it to 3 minutes and please sign in our register book. Mr. Bristow.
Had an interesting Memorial Day afternoon. I had a slightly lifted pickup truck with blacked out windows and a license plate that said Bad Boys. When calling 911, they told me don't worry about it. So I called some of my people, and I found out who. And after confronting the individual, what are you doing? Taxes. Okay. Who hired you? I work for myself. Oh. So who did the contracting for you? I got a shrug of the shoulders. Now, is this the game that's being played by this township? Because that little deal there went across to Sherwood and the comments on my phone wouldn't stop. And one of the comments is interesting. you could let the township know that that gentleman destroyed any chance of getting the millage, because we're gonna take and boycott all of it. And I said, well, let me check into it. And I did. He has to have a identification business card or a magnetic sign on the side of the vehicle. Plus, he's parked on the wrong side of the road. You can blame him. Have a good day.
Mr. Briscoe, I'm sorry, I usually don't do this, but even if we exceed the 3-minute limit, would you mind repeating that?
Have a good day.
I was referring to the beginning part.
I've already said my piece.
Okay.
Saying a question and answer, remember?
Yep, just looking for clarification. Thank you. Anybody else?
Hello, I'd be remiss not to have the opportunity taken here. My name is Chaz Fowler. You're going to see my name plastered around. I'm the one that's challenging Timmy Beeson in the primary for state representative, 96th district, including you guys. I'm not here for any political purpose whatsoever. I just wanted to see how things are ran here. I went out to Coquon last night. I enjoy you all, your decorum, the way this place operates so smoothly, and I just appreciate you all being here. I would say that. I would say one of the reasons that why I'm running, I think that my generation has lost touch a little bit with what they need from their community. They'll ask for it, but they're not sure where to ask, where to go to ask. They're not sure what should be and is provided. And I think that we need some principled leadership here at the top level, so that way we have a bit of a filter for what's coming in. That way whoever is administrating beneath the municipalities and the local levels, they can do so effectively. Essentially, I want to roll back some of the bureaucracy so that way all of you know where you're going to ask for funding. We don't have so many bureaucratic hurdles to get the funding, to make changes. And I'll end that there with the speech talk, just to say I see a lot of familiar names here. I may have gone to school with some of your children or some of your nieces, nephews, and you look astoundingly familiar.
You worked there when you
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, John Glenn grad. I'm sorry, did I not? I don't think I said that. So, John Glenn grad. Jaworski. I also did some time in Essexville, so maybe there was a teacher there. Okay.
Sister-in-law.
Cool. All right, we're working on the votes. Anyway, all right. I do have a sense of humor. Okay. I just wanted to introduce myself to you all. I will be back. This isn't just a pop in, throw my name out, and then never show up again. I care about the community. I love that Bangor runs so smoothly. I see maybe perhaps why it does so. I just thank you guys for doing your job. Of course, gentlemen, I'm a veteran. I tried for Customs and Border Protection when they juiced the numbers. I got selected. I made it through everything, including polygraph. It didn't take me, so I'm standing before you years later. And I'll close with that and just say I appreciate you guys. I want to introduce myself.
Mr. Fowler, thank you. Is there anyone else? Public input going once. Public input going twice. 3 times. A few announcements. The Zoning Board of Appeals will be meeting on June the 18th at 6 p.m. The Planning Commission will be meeting on June the 26th at 6 p.m. The administrative offices will be closed on June the 19th to celebrate the Juneteenth holiday. However, the BCTOA meeting will still be taking place, so we'd love to see you on that one, and please do not forget to RSVP so Trustee Cook will not bare teeth at you. So, is there any, the 19th. Is there any other announcements? It is now 6:39. I would love to hear the most popular motion of the evening.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor with an aye, please? Aye. Thank you all for coming this evening.
No,
What the hell? And I didn't.